I want to see an M or a W. I want to see an M when I'm shorting. I want to see a W when I'm longing. If I don't see that, I feel less confident in the trade. And I usually work on a 5-minute chart to really see what I want to see. And after a liquidity raid, like whether we take London's high, Asia's high, New York high, or previous day high, I'm looking for the M. And then London's low, Asia's low or previous day low, I'm looking for the W. And I couple that with a few things to give me more confluence and confidence. But the liquidity raids and the fair value gap is what made me a great trader overall.
Right. Let's go ahead and pull up the charts and just have a look at it, at what it is that you're seeing. Now, when you're talking about an M, I'm assuming you're talking about, double highs or something along those lines, with a W being, double lows or whatever the case may be, seeing that turnaround.
Yes, sir.
What is it that you're actually looking for in the grand scheme of things? What makes a trade for you?
So what makes a trade for me, and I'll show you this morning, do you want me to show you the bad trade first, just to show you that I'm not bulletproof?
Yeah, let's look. We don't hide stuff here, man. Okay. We're pretty open and honest. Anybody who's listened to me for a minute knows that I will disclose anything.
Good deal. So I'm gonna show you guys where I messed up at. I actually lost my first trade this morning. So I got Asia in a red box right here. That's the open in Asia, close of Asia, the high and low. Then I got London. I always do in a yellow box. I'm a simple-minded guy, right? So I do red light, yellow light, green light, but I don't shade my New York session green because I'm trading it,
Sure.
So then what I typically do is I will put a box above and below the opening range, like where we at opening area, just to see where we at, right?
Sure.
I knew we was below midnight opening, so I was looking for a long. I said, okay, we're below midnight. That means we're at a discount, not a premium. So once I got a close above the 20 SMA, I went long right here. And I was in good profit until about right here, of course. Mm-hmm. And once it started dropping, I was thinking, well, maybe let me draw my Fibonacci because I'm aiming for London's high as my take profit. But I didn't know that we're bullish. So I'm thinking if we're bullish for the week, typically Monday and Tuesday is going to set the low for the week. So maybe this is a bull trap, and it was. So long story short, once it started dripping, I got out around the 79 retracement because I was like, it's getting ready to dump. And sure enough, it dumped. So then what I did was I waited for a pullback on this candle. About 50% of this candle, I shorted it. And just a while ago, when you heard order fill, it hit my take profit down here. So I got back everything I lost plus, about 20 points. But it was kind of nerve wracking because this typically what happens is if it's not a Monday and price don't have to set a low or a high for the week, the typical thing that I look for is below London low, below Asia low, below London low, a W, and then take off to the moon.
Sure.
But today it was a really tricky situation and it just flushed.
Now, when you're looking for a trade, are you looking for a specific RR or like how does that affect your decision making in the process?
Yes, and I always like 1 to 3s, Mr. Gates. The 1 to 3 ratio to me is better than 1 to 2. I lose, like when I lose a trade like this morning, I lost my first trade. But typically I don't close out a 24-hour period where I lose and I just leave the day red and go because I'm just like anxious like that. So I get back in and I try to get, a win on the board before I close my charts officially. So if I lose the AM session, usually I just close down, come back in the PM. So what I noticed over the years though, when I first started trading, when I was doing 1 to 2, I was like, well, my strategy wasn't as good as it is now. And when I lose, I lost a lot more. So I started doing 1 to 3 and I feel like it helped me out a little bit more.
Okay, so and that's interesting because of course everybody's got their own philosophy on what makes for successful trading, and I know for me, I know the morning session, I know the 9:30 open, I trade till about 11, and that's pretty much it for me because I know what I expect to see from NQ during that time frame. Now, obviously, I don't know where the price is going to go, but I know how NQ moves. Now, you're talking about trading in the morning session. You're talking about trading in the afternoon session. Have you noticed a difference for you in terms of your results morning versus afternoon, or do you find that you're still pretty similar in terms of, win ratio or overall results?
I believe my morning New York AM session is my most profitable. I feel like in the PM, I guess kind of life's, my phone is ringing, my social media is going off because I am a DJ. And I
Sure.
can't just mute all the brides and grooms. I love my brides and grooms. Thank y'all for booking me. But so life kind of starts happening in the PM for me, and I have child I have to pick up from school. So I'm usually distracted is the biggest reason why I don't think I'm so successful at PM session.
Mhm.
But I have an actual morning routine for my New York session. Like I actually get up, I read my book, my Bible, I stretch, I meditate, I drink my green tea here in the kitchen. That's why I'm in the kitchen today. I eat my bacon, my trader bacon.
I love it.
And I really just get my mind cleared and ready for the New York session. I'm like you. I really like the way the New York session flows. I'm used to it.
Mhm.
But typically, I don't get into a buy or sell position before 9:50 a.m. And that's one of my rules. I don't hit the buy or sell button before 9:50. Anything before then is just enticement.